wiki, welcome Warcraft 2 fans. Today we have a very good game on display. It'll be Angelfire, Indy, Storm, and Herald versus Sepi, Kagan, and Raz. Big shout out to Terrorcon who has left the realm. So starting up here in the top right corner, Indy Storm playing as humans. Then right below him will be Razzle Dazzle, also playing as humans. Then, of course, we have Angelfire, also playing as humans. And final human player. Angelfire gonna pause the game, so. Final human player will be Kagan. Kagan also playing as human. The final two orc players will be Herald and, of course, Sepi. Sepi will be up here in the black trunks. Sepi doing a repair job on his lumber mill. Wants to get that lumber mill out as quickly as possible. And then he'll proceed on to build farms and stuff. Maybe he wants to do a quick hop down here. We'll see. And a nice scout farm here from Herald. So Kagan gonna decide to do a tower early on. Wants to know if he's getting hopped on into. And then he's going to try for a hop himself, it looks like. He's going to upgrade that guard tower. And here's the hop, the old hop. And he's not going to find a whole lot after his hop. Just a massive expanse where he can expand. Meanwhile, there's a repair job going up on the shipyard from Indy Storm. Wants to either get a juggernaut or a destroyer or even a transport out as quickly as possible. They're going to be doing a little housekeeping by building a couple walls here. And it is indeed the battleship, which he is going for. A second shipyard and a foundry, all signs point towards a battleship. Meanwhile, two shipyards as well from Razzle Dazzle. And he will likely decide to go battleships too. And yes, indeed he will. The foundry down here is proof of that. Meanwhile, it is an expansion, however, from Angelfire. He's got his guard tower up and ready. Just like Kagan does. Kagan doing pretty good, so it looks like Razzle Dazzle up here going for the ships, and he's got a oil tanker running around to scout out, and then he'll start his foundry as well. So good stuff here. Uh-oh, here comes the Juggernaut. Dun, dun, dun. Sepi already bringing the Juggernaut to the table. He's going to be a berserker barraging. Little destroyer coming out, but a destroyer not worth a whole lot once it's taken on a Juggernaut. And the second ogre Juggernaut making its way south. So both players with two. One expansion each. Kagan getting an expansion, then Angelfire as well. And here's another scout doing its best to take out this foundry once it's upgraded. You can see that that destroyer must have either been cancelled or sunk, because this can't be doing a whole lot. And look at this doomed peon. What's he gonna do? Peon you. Never mind. So this shipyard is destroyed, and with that oil tanker in the harbor there, when the destruction happens, is going to cause the oil tanker to sink along with that shipyard. All right, here's the first battle. Two battleships moving on over, and they're going to destroy one Juggernaut at the cost of one battleship. But look at the Miggy Micro on this guy. He's going to be trying all his best to get out of the way, but it's not going to be exactly what he wanted. Still able to clean up both Juggernauts, and that would be our hero up here, Indy Storm, who's also going to lose an oil tanker to a couple of battleships moving on over. Some more battleship micro, this time 3 battleships jumping on the single defending battleship, who will get a nice sinking off, and he'll get another cannonball off before he is actually sunk, so not too bad. Kind of a hero, a battleship indeed he was. That's gonna recall these two battleships on home, and they're gonna bring the action right here, right now in the world of wiki Warcraft 2 as they desperately try to save the day, and save the day they shall. With a dual fire on that single battleship, and they're gonna chase him down. Oh, targeting the wrong battleship. Will the splash damage? Ooh. Now he's only got a few little bit of health. And he sinks one. He needs to get away so we can sink the second one. Second one's hot on his tail. And then he's going to be making a bit of a retreating motion himself. Doesn't want to get drawn into the harbor where more ships can pop out and possibly sink him. His foundry about to be destroyed. Bad news. So he'll bring a peasant down there and begin that repair. But how long will he necessitate the repair? And building oil tankers. What? He does have one battleship here to help repair his oil tanker fields. I mean, just really find the heck out of it. There is a single battleship that could... Oh, it gets sunk with the greatest of ease. Let's go take a look at the other action happening here in the world map. White finally does begin some semblance of a navy. And tier number 2 for Sepi. So he wants to get those bloodlusted ogres as quickly as possible. And look at the farms on this guy. He's got the double base buildup happening here. So that would be Kagan. And Kagan's going to start with his first landing party in the near future. He's already got transport out. Meanwhile, Angelfire has got the tier number 3. Will he go Griffins or will he go mages? It looks like mages as barracks are what's on the dinner table. That peasant dies. And more battleships move on in here. So while he quickly does his best to get as much oil as possible, it doesn't look like these oil tankers are going to be ramming speed these battleships anytime soon. So far, the advantage happens to be in the favor of Angelfire Herald, or does it? Sepi does looking pretty good, moving on up to his tier number 3. Has been quite unharassed as of yet. And even though Razzle Dazzles Sepi and Kagan, this would be Herald, Angel, Fire, and Indy Storm. So even though Indy Storm really taking a beating here, his allies have really come into their own here. And we can expect Razzle Dazzle to face some problems pretty soon from the possible Griffins or Mages. Whoa, look at the landing party on that guy. He's definitely getting himself ready for a landing party. A catapult out here for Herald. But that soon cleaned up as Kagan is no one to mess with. Looks like Herald does have a transport, but not a whole lot to transport around, and his finally does have control of his own harbor. Get these dang oil tankers out of here. Looks like Sepi's deciding to sink his own allies' oil tankers. He needs them out of his way, so he's going to take it to his ally, Indy Storm. Well, actually, Indy Storm is his enemy, so looks like his enemy was trying his best to use his oil tankers to scout, and no longer will they get that scouting information. Well, the information was already there, as he now can assume that ogres are on the way. Maybe even some Death Knights. So 5 ogres and a Juggernaut push on out towards the map, and the victim likely will be this orc player down here. So Kagan really starting to power on up his assault, but look here, it is Angelfire bringing the action to Kagan. So he's got that blizz and the wow, WOW all in caps lock. Now here comes Sepi with the assault, and it's bloodlusted ogres, baby. So bloodlusted ogres here to deal with these knights. So he's really had some relieving action And I don't mean relieving as in relieving himself in the toilet. I mean some relieving as causing relief for his ally, who was under attack by Angelfire. Angelfire not done yet, as another transport moves out about the map. Kagan decides he wants to intercept, but that battleship just slow. And he's going to be chased down here by bloodlusted ogres. So these knights come out and bloodlusted ogres, but the mage has really got a football, and he's going to try to make that touchdown. Will he get there? Being chased down by bloodlusted ogres. There's a footman there, 2 towers. The mage still tries, and he gets the blow. Oh no, the peasants were right, pulled quick there, and even unable to deal much damage to that guard tower. Still, not such a bad deal for Angelfire, as he's now bringing crickets to the table. Meanwhile, Indy Storm up here, trying to survive the storm, but it looks like his razzle dazzle ally. Oh, and that is just a blizz right from across the river. Not a lot that razzle dazzle can do against that, ladies and gentlemen. This game's shaping on up to be an exciting game indeed. That transport going to be chased down by this Elven Destroyer, and these 2 towers here and a Griffin going to make sure these ogres don't cause too much pain as they fall victim to the forces of Angelfire. Kagan really kind of expanding, and Sepi's going to need a new gold mine here pretty soon. He's only got 10,000 gold ducats in the bank. And where would he look for that mine? I'm not sure, but he's looking to destroy his opponent's mine right here with the combined forces of Kagan. It looks like Harold is in for a world of hurt. Is there a lot of gold ducats in that mine? 21,000. This would be the mine that both Kagan and Sepi are eyeing right now. Angelfire brings in a Griffin to try to help secure the situation, but there's just so many forces over here, and a DK is already there. Death and decay that Griffin. Alright, this game's wrapping on up. Angelfire is still in this game, but Indy Storm has been pretty much cut off from the rest of the world. He doesn't have a whole lot of action to contribute. And it looks like his ally Harold has been destroyed as well. So Angelfire doing his best to 1v3, but it seems to me that this game's already a G. So Kagan bring in the action, and Sepi continues to drop off bloodlusted ogres. He's got a DK in there. He's waiting, and he's gonna do a nice death and decay on these knights. He needs to get out of there, and he does indeed. And with that battleship there to lay down covering fire. Good stuff in the world of Warcraft 2. What are these knights doing? They're just patrolling about. They know that they're too quick for that battleship to hit, so they're really just showing them their moves. Show me your moves. Bloodlusted Ogre still being produced here by our hero Harold, but Harold is pretty much out of this game. Nowhere to mine from. No. Oh my gosh, look at the knights on this guy. Those 2 bloodlusted ogres running with their tails between their legs, as the number of knights is out of this world. And it is indeed Kagan who decided he wants to take this mine for himself. Sepi might have something to say about that, as he's got a lot of peons standing around. But looks like this game is moving on towards GG, as we see Kagan has his lower mine thwarted. How much money's in there we can't see. But and Angelfire doing a pretty good job of it. Meanwhile, it looks like that Razzle Dazzle was trying to take this mine. Little did he know that Indy Storm is still in this, and he's bringing his forces to bear to strike down any of these mining peons. So good job there. Look at that barracks being built in these rocky pathways. But that's the last of the last of the last of the forces for Indy Storm. And nice little choke point there. His level 2 unit's going to take down this level 4 knight or not. He's decided, hey, wait a minute, we're not going to lose anybody to these forces. So that's going to cause Indy Storm to go on the run. And look, there's a mage from Angelfire trying to be there to help out, but not going to be there to help out too much. So these women are still surviving. Angelfire still in this game with Razzle Dazzle as Harold quickly exits the game. There was a nice death coil on that Griffin. Doesn't have the mana to. He actually has a mana to do another one. He's going to decide not to do it though. And that Griffin's going to take advantage of this slothful DK. DK has had enough of that, though, and he's going to launch the second death coil on it. So these peons getting ready to move on over, possibly to right here. No, it's just a watchtower being built. And this game drawing closer to a victory for the forces of Sepi, Raz, and Kagan. Yeah, look at Kagan's got opening to start assaulting the base of Angelfire openly. Angelfire with a lot of gold ducats remaining in his base. In fact, he may have opened the breach, but through the breach pours his opposing enemy forces as they go on the offensive now to try to deny this 28,000 gold ducats down here. Sepi not really doing a whole lot with his forces. Just kind of standing around. Oh, he built himself a watchtower so he can watch what's going on. Just in case someone else tries to mine his gold. But other than that, I think we do have a G, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and call it. Although Angelfire has been doing quite well. He doesn't have too much defenses here. And in come pouring the bloodlusted ogres, and they're going to put every peon into the bed without their treats, no bedtime stories, just a punch in the face. And here comes an invisible mage from Kagan to seal the deal. So Angelfire going to be taken down in this game, and game number whatever this is, going to the combined forces. Oh, look at that right there. Somebody's been able to come in there and destroy. Is that Harold? Harold coming out of nowhere with some ogres. And Kagan decided he's going to build some watchtowers of his own. He needs to watch what happens. And that's what he's going to do. So he's going to build himself another town hall. And this time he's going to have a watchtower here to watch what happens if his gnomish flying machine with the sight of 9 it does not do the trick. So this is sight of 9, but I bet you these guys get like sight of 10 or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? I gotta go to the bathroom. So I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Here's the last of the last of the last attack, and we'll go ahead and call it in the favor of Harold. No, Harold loses in the favor of Razzle Dazzle, Kagan, and Sepi. Wiki Wiki Warcraft 2.